fatal heart impacts, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new silver excuse. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet out. Get ready for defeat now.
I sit there, with my son in my arms, dead. I look around. The clouds are coming for me. He saved my life. And everyone else around me's dead. I'm the last one. I know what he went through. I hold the time stone, and I realize I can change it all. If it means I have to do that, then I will. Of course, what parent wouldn't sacrifice the world for their child? As I grab the stone and disappear right before the mist touches me. Alrighty, hello everybody. This is Kiru's show here, and now, whenever we last left off, Midoriya, he has met with the Inhumans, and they are both currently working on a plan to stop the Terrigen Mist from destroying the planet, and killing both of their species potentially. Now, with that being said, Midoriya has invited the Inhumans to the X-Mansion, and the world, they are on edge with these two super-powered species being this close in proximity to one another, along with them planning something and apparently secretly working together for something. Now, Midoriya has told the world what they're doing. However, a lot of people perceive this as a lie. This is just an excuse for people to not be suspicious of the species. And Midoriya, he has had everything he said verified by Tony Stark, who himself will come out later that day and release what he has found using Jarvis in a press conference that he does hold. Now, 1 to 2 weeks will pass, and Midoriya and the Inhumans, they are working together, along with the X-Men. Recently, the machine that they are building, the machine will be large enough to contain and compress the mist, and it will also theoretically be able to shrink things down. They believe that they can shrink the storm and put it in a container, basically, if they're able to siphon off most of its power in one go. After that, the remaining Terrigen cloud that will be dispersed can be easily taken away or destroyed. Now, with that, over the course of these 2 weeks, Midoriya, he has been inside the X-Mansion helping out. However, there has been a sudden increase in murder, and it's kind of confusing as to what has happened. Now, a lot of the murder that has been taking place does seem to be largely supervillains or anti-mutant extremists. Now, this did catch the public's attention, since one day the Red Skull, who was being held in, well, a super prison, he was found decapitated in his cell, along with MODOK, who he did have a hole straight through his head. Now, there was then also Ultron, which was more of a shock to the public. They found him and his adamantium body ripped apart. And it was a massive scandal. Anti-mutant people and supervillains. What is happening? Now, this did catch the Avengers' attention, and they were suspicious, as they would contact the X-Men, and you do have Tony Stark. who he does land on the X-Men property, as Midori is currently discussing something around a table of all the Inhumans and mutants, as Forge is brought up to speak. Now, Forge would talk about the next phase that they do have to go through, and with how he has been trying to do this and this, as Tony Stark would walk into the mansion. Now, someone would then come walking up and tell Midori that Tony Stark would like to speak with him. As Midori, he does go to walk upstairs and go through the elevator, as he would come out of a room and see Tony. Mr. Stark. Hello, young man. Would you have a minute to talk? Sure. Now, Midori and Tony would both sit down in the kitchen, and Midori would ask Tony exactly what's wrong. You don't know why I'm here? No, not really. I haven't really left the house in the last 2 weeks. Why? Huh. Okay. Well, do you have anyone who can verify your claim? Oh, well... Midori listing off a few names. And Tony, he does quickly see a pattern. They're all female. And he does ask exactly how can they all verify it. Midori is talking about how he's been around at least one of them 24 hours a day. And even if there is gaps or a small period in between, it would only be a few minutes to possibly even a few seconds. I see. And you can't make a body double by chance, could you? A body double? I mean, it's possible theoretically using a shadow, but I don't understand what you mean. You've never tried it before? No? I can give it a shot right now if that would help. Now, Midori he would close his eyes and focus, as Tony Stark would watch shadows all get pulled away from objects, as it does then form on the ground into a puddle, before it just jumps up and forms into Midoriya, an exact replica of him. That's kind of weird. That was the first time you've ever done that, correct? Yeah. What's happening? Am I in trouble for something? No. Recently, anti-mutant men have been getting murdered, along with a lot of supervillains. That's it? That's it? Young man, almost 500 people are dead. No, that's not how I meant it. But I mean, is there anything else? Are they connected to crime? Are they connected to anything? Some of them have been marked as potential purifiers. That's it. And I can't really tell you what else. Alright. Well, what I would say. Going to look at this body double, as it does disperse and shadows do go back to where they were currently sitting. That's all I can really tell you. Alright. Well, where's Max been at? Oh, he's been helping us, but he's also been coming and going. Everything's kind of busy, and he himself is trying to explore the new world. He's not used to people not shooting at him on sight, or sentinels not being around, you know? I see. And how is the young man mentally? Fine. What does this have to do with anything? Is he in trouble for something? No. I just wanted to make sure. Tony Stark would go on standing up, and going to walk out the door. Midoriya watching as the Iron Man suit would form around him and he would go to take flight immediately. That's pretty cool. I want one of those things. Now, Midoriya, he does say that, even though he can fly and shoot lasers. And he's lacking just one thing: money. Anyways, now, Midoriya, he would actually have Mina come walking up to him, her asking about why that guy was here. I don't know. I do have a sneaking suspicion, however. I should probably go out and investigate. Hmm? Are you sure that's a good idea? Yeah. And hopefully I can find out what's wrong. Now, Midoriya, he would go to leave, as he does tell everyone what he's currently doing. Now, Midoriya would go outside and take flight, as he does want to investigate what Tony is talking about. Now, Midoriya, he's currently flying over the Atlantic Ocean, and he's trying to head to a location Tony said somebody was found. As Midoriya is flying up high in the air, before just thinking about it. Now, Midoriya, he would feel psychic interference, as all of a sudden his mind, feels like it got cut off by something. Before someone does come rocketing out of the water, and they hit Midoriya as hard as they can. Now, Midoriya with that single punch, he was sent flying straight to the moon. And Midoriya, he does crash land, as he does look at the crater he has caused, before looking back down at the earth. Huh? It's not possible. The only person who can hit me that hard would be Roberts. Now, Midoriya, he'll go to fly back down towards the earth, as halfway he's met by somebody, who, him and this person do collide punches. And both of them are on par with strength. Now, Midoriya, he actually will go to bring back his hand and go to punch this person solidly in the face. However, the person, they do just dodge out of the way before going to uppercut Midoriya with an elbow. And they do grab him by his arm, as they do bring up their hand and go to throw it into Midoriya's forehead. And they do try and psychically take over Midoriya's mind for a minute. Now, Midoriya would fight back. However, he does just see pictures and images, along with a vision. Now, Midoriya would watch as the person in front of him, he does get a clear look at their face after they release the shapeshifting transformation. Midoriya pulling away as he does see them, as he does stand in front of a older version of himself. And he does telepathically ask, who is he? That's a trick question. I'm you. Okay, I can believe that. But what did you just do to me? I tried to show you everything, but you fought. Listen, here we can talk safe. I'm trying to take down everyone that I can and stop my future. Your future. Seriously, what is up with fucking time travelers? I know. This isn't my first time coming back, though. It's not? No. In fact, I'd say this is my 67th loop. The future's in danger, and so far I haven't been able to stop it. Every time I've tried, people, they just keep dying. If it's not my son that's dying in my arms, it's Kitty, ironically. She phased me through the ground. However, she still did have to breathe. And she died. It's Rogue, it's Laura. It's everyone. Hell. I don't know what to tell you. This cloud's unstoppable. Forge's machine gets sabotaged, and in many other realities, the purifiers found a way to destroy that storm, disperse it across the earth. I've done all I can. There was actually my last attempt. I tried to tell Tony. I tried to tell anyone. I told him I used the time stone. He wanted me to hand it over. I told him no. After the storm was released and everything settled, I found my son. I lost it. I turned into it. The thing I told we both know we never want to turn into. The void. Listen, the Inhumans can be trusted. The humans cannot. In 1 week's time, you will turn into me, and you will find this hell doesn't end. That's not possible. It is. Listen, Tony Stark has the Power Stone. How do you know that? Because I was on death's door right before I came back. He almost got me. If it wasn't for Terrigen, I might have won. So, just know. There's also going to be something else coming to Earth. Something else. Yes. I saw it. I felt it just before my death. Somebody's in possession of the Space Stone. And they're coming. I don't know what to say. Are you the one that's been murdering everyone? Yes, I have. Now, I just want you to know. I've come back to prevent your future. My future. And even then, I just don't want to fail him. You're willing to do it, right? Kill them all? I gave you the list. And hopefully I can do it correctly this time. Now, Midoriya is confused. He has a bunch of questions he wants to ask. However, after thinking about it more, he does see the visions more clearly. If he were to freeze everything he saw into a frame, he can see it all. He faced off Tony with the Power Stone, and the rest of the stones were destroyed. Midoriya was lucky he still had the Time Stone. And ever since then, he's just been looping back and forth, killing villains, and trying to save people, trying to save the mutants. Now, Midoriya, he does go to fly back down to Earth, as this other version of him does bring up the Time Stone, and he goes to hold it in his hand before heading back to his own future. He's done all he can do here, and he prays that things have changed. Now, you do then have Midoriya who does come walking into the X-Mansion, and he does seem to have a different tone and a different look on his face. Now, this does surprise everyone, as Midoriya would reveal the interaction he just had with a future version of himself. That you're bullshitting us, right? No. He murdered people. He murdered over 500 people. And that blood's on my hands. Listen. There's another list. It's everyone in our way. Every possible person who can destroy our plan. And we have to kill them. It's no other option. Now, everyone does just stare at Midoriya, as he would go on talking about how in every single reality he was shown, everyone dies. And there's a whole lot more. Tony Stark has the Power Stone. And if they want to actually survive this, then they have to go against humanity and take out these threats to both of their people. Now, this is quite a surprise. As Midoriya, he would then go to fly away, as you do have Max, who he doesn't understand what has happened. Now, with that being said, we do then have Midoriya, as he's going to leave. He gets outside and he goes to take flight. However, the very instant he does get into the air, he does go to grab his head and he does actually go to scream out in pain, as he does go to fall backwards towards the ground. Now, Laura would come running outside, along with Mina, as they do try and check on Midoriya. However, that's not the only problem. This also happened to Max and Yui, the Stepford sisters and Emma Frost, along with even Black Bolt. Now, they are all confused, as with that happening, somebody does come walking into the X-Mansion grounds. And this would be whenever someone does look up. And you do have a woman with red hair come walking in and asking them if they're the X-Men. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed and have an amazing night. I'll catch you guys in the next part.